Through our research and consulting work at 2040 Digital, we've developed what we call the Signal Clarity Framework, 5 principles for cutting through data noise and maintaining human judgment.
Principle 1. Start with the decision, not the data. Most organizations work backwards. They collect data, then figure out what decisions that data might inform. This is exactly wrong.
Instead, the effective approach is to identify the decisions you need to make, then determine what information would help to make those decisions better. Before collecting any data, ask these 3 questions. What decisions are we trying to make? What will we need to know to make this decision well? What's the minimum information required to move forward?
Note that the last question, minimum information, not maximum information. Here's an example. A company is deciding whether to launch a new product line. Wrong approach: collect every available piece of market data, customer feedback, competitive analysis, and financial projection. 6 months later, they're still analyzing.
The right approach. Identify the 3 or 4 critical unknowns that would change your decision. Get clear answers to those specific questions. Decide. The discipline isn't collecting more data, it's identifying which data actually matters.
Principle 2. Measure what matters. Ignore what doesn't. This sounds obvious, but it's shockingly.
Most organizations have vanity metrics, numbers that look good but don't inform decisions, and they also have actionable metrics, numbers that directly connect to business outcomes. The ratio is usually about 80-20, 80 vanity and 20 actionable metrics.
And for every metric you track, ask 3 questions. Is this number changed significantly? Or if this number changed significantly, would we do something different? Question 2. Can we directly influence this number through our actions? And question 3. Does this number predict an outcome we care about? If you can't answer yes to at least 2 of these questions, stop tracking that metric.
I helped one of our clients, Kevin, reduce their track metrics from 67 to 11. They were initially terrified. 6 months later, they reported making faster, better decisions because they were not drowning in irrelevant data.
Principle 3. Context over precision. Remember, all data exists within a context. Numbers without context are simply just numbers. Before trusting any data point, ask 5 context questions.
What's the source and methodology? What's the margin of error? What's the historical pattern? What else was happening at the same time? And just as important, what does qualitative information tell us?
Here's an example. Sales dropped 15% last quarter. Without context, panic. Emergency meetings, heads roll. But with context, the 15% drop happened because the company intentionally stopped discounting products, leading to fewer but more profitable sales. Net revenue actually increased.
The number was alarming. The context showed it was actually positive. Critical thinking means always seeking context before reacting to data.
Principle 4. Cultivate informed intuition. Here's something data evangelists don't like to admit. Human intuition, when properly informed, often outperforms algorithmic decision-making.
Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman distinguished between expert intuition, pattern recognition developed through extensive experience, and magical thinking, gut feelings without legitimate basis. The goal isn't to eliminate intuition, it's to develop expert intuition that's informed by data but not enslaved to it.
The most effective leaders we've worked with don't choose between data and intuition. They develop the judgment to know when to trust each.
Principle 5. Build decision velocity. Kevin, this is where Jeff Bezos' Type 1 and Type 2 framework becomes so valuable.
Exactly. Type 1 decisions are irreversible with major consequences. They require careful analysis. Type 2 decisions are reversible with manageable consequences. They require speed. Most decisions are Type 2, but organizations treat them like Type 1, demanding extensive data analysis before acting.
So for every decision, ask, if this decision is wrong, how hard is it to reverse? What's the cost of being wrong versus the cost of delay? What can we learn by moving forward that we can't learn by analyzing?